Hello, my name is Bryce Whittingham. I'm currently a senior at Thiel College. I'm in a course entitled Integrating Instructional Systems. I'll be teaching a standards-based lesson in science based on the academic standards of Pennsylvania, and I will be integrating technology into my lesson. I hope you enjoy watching the sample of my teaching. And this is a review of what we've learned last class and what we've learned a little bit prior to that about plants and somewhat about animals, but mostly about plants today. So can anybody tell me what this system is? We talked about it a few days ago. This is the flow of energy. This is whenever we trace all of our meals back to the sun and the source of energy for the planet. So if you remember, we have the people who eat the meal. So you would eat a cheeseburger, and the cheeseburger would come from the cow. And the cow ate the hay. And then the hay grew because there was sun. So the sun is the source of all of our energy. Yes.
The stem?
The stem, yes. But what's in the ground that they really want? That they pull up? Yes.
Water.
Yes, water. And how about the leaves? Does anybody know what the leaves get? The leaves and the flower kind of do this together. Yes, Leah?
The leaf gets sun or sunlight from the sun.
Yes, it does. And does anybody know what the stem does? Yes?
It carries the water.
Yeah, it carries the water and the nutrients and the energy. Can anybody tell me what the rest of this word is? Yes, Brittany.
Synthesis.
Yes, it's photosynthesis. Good. It's photosynthesis. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. And that is how plants make their own energy. And that is how they can take the sunlight and make their own food. And what's one thing that we said that plants need and they get it through their roots? Can anybody tell me? Water. Good. So that's the first thing that we have right here. Plants couldn't live too well without water, could they? And then next, we said the roots carry the water up. And then next, what will they need? This is where the leaves come in. This is what the leaves help. Can anybody tell me what that is? Sunlight, which is the source of all of our energy. So of course they need sunlight. And the next thing they need is air, or carbon dioxide. And that's what we breathe out whenever we breathe in oxygen, and then whenever we breathe out carbon dioxide. So that's why plants are so important. Tell me what color that is?
Green.
Green, good. And that is chloroplast, which makes up chlorophyll, which gives the plant its green color. And this allows plants to convert sunlight into glucose. And glucose is just a fancy word for sugar. So what process can plants perform to make food that no other organism can perform? This was that big word that we had. Can anybody tell me what it was? Jackie?
Photosynthesis.
Good. You want to come up and pull that away? What is the waste given off as a result of this cycle that plants can perform? Yeah?
Oxygen.
Oxygen. Good. And what cells allow plants to undergo this process? That's that fancy word we talked about. Yes.
Chlorophyll?
Yes, and they also give the plant its green color. Good. So now we've talked about all the things that we need for plants to undergo photosynthesis. Now I want you guys to use your brains to apply it. Which elements, and you're going to write this in your science journals, what element do you think is most important in the plant performing this process, and which do you think the plant could go without? And this isn't for long term because of course they need all of them, but short term, what do you think a plant could live without for a little bit? Yeah, we don't need to write all that because we're going to do an experiment later, so you can just write real quick what do you think they can do with and without, what they need most and what they can live without. So what did we say plants absolutely need? Sunlight. What was one thing that you guys said that they could live without? Does anybody remember? Yes.
And they could live a short time without water.
Okay, good. Water. And then one more. Yes.
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide. Okay? And since we came up with these three things that plants can absolutely need and absolutely cannot live without, and you guys came up with your hypothesis, I gave you guys each one element, and I want you guys to come up with an experiment that would test that. And remember that we talked about scientific experiments and how you would kind of make them up. And they don't have to be real in depth, but you want to take away one, and then you want to have a group that has one. So if you had sunlight, you would want to take away the sunlight, and then you want to have a plant that has sunlight. Okay? And we would give that plant water and carbon dioxide and see how they do. And then the other plants would take away either carbon dioxide or water. Remember, we should be working with our partners and discussing the best way that we think we could do this. Yeah, you guys have carbon dioxide. So it would have one plant would have carbon dioxide, the other one would not have carbon dioxide, and then it would hit the other ones. So we're eliminating one. Yes. Good, I see diagrams over here. In the experiment that you're going to do, it doesn't have to be very much in detail. If you want to draw something, you could draw something. If you just want to say how you're going to do it, you can do that. But I want each group to share so we know what we're going to do. And then everybody will have an idea of how we're going to conduct this experiment. And then next class, we're actually going to get to start our experiments, and you guys will get to create what you've written down. And then we'll wait over time and we'll see how the plants do. Yes?
Our group has water,
Okay.
and we're going to take like pumpkin seeds or any other kind of seeds and put them into baggies. And one baggie will have a wet paper towel with pumpkin seeds on them, and then the other baggie will have a dry paper towel with pumpkin seeds on it. And then we're going to see which one.
Okay, good. That's a good experiment. Okay, very good. I like to see that you guys all came up with a good hypothesis, and then you came up with a good idea of how you would test that hypothesis.